coach? What were those 2 games like for you?
They were great. I mean, it was fun to compete. It was fun to coach. I think it's for the group, for each guy, for myself, for our staff. Like, this is kind of what the preseason is for. Everything's to ramp up to October 22nd. So, personally, I really enjoyed the 2 games getting to coach.
You mentioned the 43s, what you guys coached against the Santos, promising maybe get that number up to 50. Do you view that as realistic for this particular team after taking, I think it was like 31, 32 per game last year, to get up close to 40? Or even above that?
Well, I was joking about the 50.
Figures enough, but more so people take it seriously. Some people take it seriously, but more so the 40.
I gotta watch my sarcasm. Yeah, I think 40 is like is a lot, but if you're generating good ones, that's a great number. I would like us to average 5 or 6 more threes a game, but we have to be conscientious about how we're generating those threes. I actually think we've done a pretty good job of getting good looks. There was a couple forced ones in transition off of the dribble in the first half, and then there was a couple off offensive rebounds in the second half that I thought maybe we could have kept the ball moving and gotten a better shot. But I like the mindset overall to shoot when set and shoot good threes.
What with the Jackson AD front line in the middle of the first quarter? They only played 90 minutes together last season. What did you like about the 2 center look together, and is that something you could see?
It's definitely something that we could use in our rotation. What I really like is having AD at the 4 and him being able to be in that switching group while still having some size at the 5 with Jackson. So that part of it I like a lot.
So JJ, with all the strides that Austin has made as a player since that in the league, what does internal growth for him look like this season?
I've mentioned this a few times. I think we've talked a ton throughout the off season. We've seen it already in the gym. He's had a specific sort of pie to choose from, a menu to choose from. So far in his career, we're just going to try to give him a little bit more on the menu, just make him a little more dynamic. I've been actually, I wouldn't say shocked. I've been really pleasantly surprised at how much he can do off the ball. And he's a terrific passer, and he's able to create pace both off the ball and on the ball. He's just a really, really dynamic offensive player. I never thought he was a chump defensively, but he competes his ass off on that end, and he knows what he's supposed to do. He's in the right spots, and he's supposed to veer, he veers. If he's supposed to be the low man, he's the low man. If he's supposed to, be at the nail, he's at the nail. Like he just does a lot of really good things on the basketball floor.
Well, speaking of defense, what parts were you happy with during preseason, and what parts do you think need a little bit more refinement?
In the 2 games?
Yes, in the 2 games.
I talked about it this weekend. We didn't execute our reds at all Friday night. We did a better job Sunday night. So I've been happy with that. I think our transition defense wasn't great on Sunday. We worked on that today. We watched some film on that. So that's an area of improvement. Those 2 things.
How is Gabe Vincent doing physically, and what do you envision his role is for this team?
He's doing really well physically. He's been able to participate now for several weeks in live action. Thought he had 2 really solid games. What do you mean in terms of his role? What do you mean by
I
that?
mean, well, we didn't see much of him last year because of the injuries. How do you think you can fit him into what you're trying to do?
Oh, he's just a natural fit. He guards the ball. He can shoot. He's a smart player. Someone that has been in big games and you can trust. So he's a natural fit for our team.
Speaking of transition defense, you said last year, transition defense was horrible at Brandon Susan. And you mentioned if we're not crashing, we need to be ready to sprint back on the rise. Literally, like, is that something you'll tell guys? Look at the shooter.
Yeah, we have a limbo rate. So limbo is you're not crashing and you're not getting back. We were the worst team in the league last year at a limbo rate. For me, in an ideal world, everybody crashes. We deal with the consequences of that. So we've got to sort of emphasize that and emphasize staying out of limbo. I believe that was Inception. We all know what happens when you get stuck in limbo.
Milwaukee's a long way.
Sorry, guys.
Milwaukee's a long way to go for a preseason game. Just thoughts on this preview.
Not an ideal preseason for us.
You mentioned the turnovers and something going on defensively. How much of that is like just preseason rust and rhythm, and then also learning the new offense? How much of that is like rust and
For whom?
just for the team in general?
Oh, the turnover. Yeah. I think a little bit is rust for sure. I think internally we're always mindful of who's on the floor and what we're asking them to do. I think when we have our normal rotation, I don't think we should not be a high turnover. So I sort of look at everyone and you're like, all right, what is one because of the lineup on the court? What is one because of rust? What is one because we didn't execute? Whatever. You just sort of judge it that way. The 8 in the fourth quarter the other night, that was a lot. And some of them, to me, were a little unexcusable. Just sloppiness and carelessness. Those are the ones that I think drive you crazy. But some we're willing to live with.
Last one. You mentioned there are a few too many off the dribble threes in transition in the Sunday game. What are, I guess, some triggers you tell the guys to look for, whether it's a pull from deep, pull from those situations?
There were two very specific ones. But there are also two guys that we want shooting threes. So I think it's just being mindful of kind of the time and situation, but also there's a level of sort of reading the defense that you have to have. So both the guys that took it, they can take dribble up threes. That's not a problem.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.